Hello, my name is Trina and welcome to this channel called Healing with Color. Today what I'm going to do is fulfill a viewer subscriber's wish and do a video on the Indigo Children. I know a little bit about Indigo Children. I did a little bit of reading about it in the past. There's one woman that really is known for talking about Indigo Children, as well as Rainbow Children and Crystal Children. I myself, from the description that I've read, I could consider myself a crystal child. But anyway, I'll get into talking about that on another show. But someone was talking about their interest, a friend of mine, the Baked Alaskan 420, Heather, she was asking what my take is on Indigo Children, because she believes that she's an Indigo child, which she probably is. So I'm not saying you are, but people know who they are, what they are. So I'm going to give you a basic of what I found online about Indigo Children and what they are. And the color indigo is blue, if you guys didn't know that. And here's the Wikipedia definition of indigo. Let's go there. So indigo is a deep and rich color close to the color wheel blue, the primary color in the RGB color space, as well as to some variants of ultramarine. It is traditionally regarded as a color in the visible spectrum, as well as one of the 7 colors of the rainbow, the color between violet and blue. However, sources differ as to its actual position in the electromagnetic spectrum. The color indigo is named after the indigo dye derived from the plant Indigofera tinctoria and related species. The first known recorded use of indigo as a color name in English was in 1289. So that's a little bit of what the color indigo is, and there's a bunch of history behind it too. I'll just read the history really quick, what they have to say about it. So species of Indigofera were cultivated in East Asia, Egypt, India, and Peru in antiquity. The earliest direct evidence for the use of indigo dates to around 4000 BC and comes from Huaca Prieta in contemporary Peru. That's interesting. I've always been fascinated by Peru, and I've always wanted to go and see Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. Anyway, but I digress. So, let's see, where was I? So, yeah, okay. Pliny the Elder mentions the Indus Valley civilization as the source of dye after which it was named. It was imported from there in small quantities via the Silk Road. So, okay. The ancient Greek term for the dye was Sindhi dye, Sindhi dye. I think I'm saying that right. Sindhi. Seems like it's, yeah, the pronunciation. I think that's correct. Which adopted to Latin as indicum and via Portuguese gave rise to the modern word indigo. So this is Portuguese, the word indigo. Spanish explorers discovered an American species of indigo and began to cultivate the product in Guatemala. The English and French subsequently began to encourage indigo cultivation in their colonies in the West Indies. Blue dye can be made from the different types of plants. The indigo plant, which produces the best results, and from the woad plant, W-O-A-D. So this is looks like it's the Latin name for Isatis tinctoria, also known as pastel. For a long time, woad was the main source of blue dye in Europe. Woad was replaced by true indica as trade routes opened up, and both plant sources have been largely replaced by synthetic dyes. Unfortunately, that writ took over. Alright, let's get into talking about the 13 signs of an indigo child, if you were an indigo child. Let's see. Here we go. And I'll give you the links to this article I'm reading in the description below. You don't need to have the link to what I just read, the definition of indigo. You can look up the word indigo, the color indigo, and you'll find it on Wikipedia, and that's what I read it off of, Wikipedia. So here we go. What is an indigo child? An indigo child is an upgraded blueprint of humanity, a term that came up when addressing the aura colors of these very different children. Previously, auric fields were expected shades of the rainbow, but the indigo's field was dominated by a royal blue, establishing a change of course for humanity. Gifted souls on a clear mission to challenge and shift reality, they first began appearing in the 1970s. Beyond psychic awareness, they are highly driven and creative with a perception that sees through the established norms of society. Old souls indeed, their mission is clearly laid out to shake up the modern world and pave the way for future generations to create greater peace and harmony for all. Let's scroll down here. Both of these generations of children and well into their teens and adulthood, so don't allow the label to dissuade you from exploring the possibility that you are of this unique soul group. So that's good. Right, let's scroll down again. So here's the 13 common traits of an indigo child. Number 1, you feel entitled. You were born feeling special and know it. Number 2, you are destined to be here. You are confident and even arrogant at times and emboldened by something larger than you can name. Number 3, you have high expectations of yourself and others. This can make for challenging relationships and interactions. You see only the best and expect others to live up to it. Toward yourself, you can be unrelentingly self-critical. So number 4, you are perceptive. Indigos see the world differently. Coupled with innate self-assurance, you often think your way is right and are offended if others cannot see, much less take action. Okay, on your point of view, if indigos ruled the world, you are confident no problems would exist. Number 5, you question authority. You're not one to negotiate. So certain in your views and ways, you're often rebellious and critical of those in power. So number 6, you want to overturn the man. Difficult and rigid systems seem foolish to you, and you often become antagonistic to what others experience as normal. So, what we got here? So number 7, you are creative, musically and artistically gifted. Your art invites others to see the world and around. Musically and artistically gifted, your art invites others to see the world around through your eyes. The way they wrote this was not so great of grammar, but that's what got me confused there. Number 8, you are a change maker. Your perception on the failings of society is so keen that you are a magnificent leader, offering better methods of business, society, and ways of being. Number 9, you are a lost soul. You feel out of place with others as you recognize you are different than most people. You can tend toward being a loner or rebel, unwilling to compromise just to fit in. Number 10, you are driven. As the indigo soul mission is encoded in your every being. As the indigo soul mission is encoded in your very being, you are unwilling to back down from confronting what feels out of integrity. So number 11, you are passionate and focused. You are highly psychic. Okay, I just skipped that one. You're passionate and focused. While fiery temperaments may be hard to take, you're not one to be still or silenced. So number 12, you're highly psychic. Without any need for development, your psychic capacity is finely tuned. Sorry, I'm really hot. It's a hot day. That's why I'm stumbling over my words. While you see nothing special in your ability, it gives you an advantage in reading others with ease and seeing through masks. Number 13, you are frustrated. Coupled with their big picture vision and restless soul drive for change, you become easily frustrated with society and others who are not shifting quickly enough. Patience is something that should be developed. So that's just a little bit about what an indigo is. They have on this website, the name of the website is Gaia Latest or Gaia.com. And like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below. So I'm going to bookmark this so that I will be able to do that. And this is a pretty good basic wrap-up of the Indigo Child. maybe not all the traits are applicable to who you are. Maybe you're a combination of different things. I mean, maybe not completely having all of these traits. So I'll talk to you guys about crystal children next time around, and just give you a little basics. Basically, I want you to pique your interest enough to where you go out and do your own research about all of this information that I provide here on this channel and all the other channels that I make on YouTube. I just want you guys to have a thirst for knowledge. And if you're interested in what an indigo child is about, do more research, get books, just go for it. Go the whole 9 yards on it if you feel like that could be you. So it's all about learning. I think on this planet, it's all about learning who you are as a being on this planet. When you come down here, you got to figure out, remember who you were and what your purpose was here in the first place. Some people come down here like me to create artwork to help encourage other people to express themselves. And that's why I feel like one of my prime, motivations for being here is to share my creativity, the energy of creativity, and to help people to unleash that for themselves. Because everybody is creative in one way or another. They may not be like really so much into expressing themselves through art, visual art. Maybe it's music, maybe it's writing, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's singing, maybe it's, whatever. Maybe, you like building things. But it's about learning, being on this planet is about learning who you are and taking an interest in why you're supposed to be here. That way you don't get distracted from your plan here on Earth. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys coming by and putting your feedback. Please feel free to do that in the comment section and let me know what it is you'd like to see on this channel, Healing with Color. And yeah, if you'd like to support this channel, you can donate $1 or more to my PayPal at kdaddytmama@comcast.net and include a question you'd like to see answered on an upcoming show. So this is not a requirement in watching this channel. It's just an option because people have asked, how can I support your channels? And this is the way you can do it. You can go to my PayPal and do it that way. And then when you provide me with a question, then I can do further research on it and bring it forth to you in video form in a show. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for the likes and shares, and thank you for your kind comments. Yeah, leave your comments down below and let me know if you think you're an indigo child, and why do you think you're an indigo child? Do any of these traits that I mentioned give you that feeling that maybe you are? Maybe you are. Alrighty guys, thanks for joining me, and brightest blessings to you all.